You could. One of the things I would usually not do it just because it gives them a lot of scouting info for free, you know. Unless I would put it in my natural if they're still on one base here, because when they're one base, they're a lot more all in, and you can afford to do stuff like that. But like in this situation, there's so many tension for both of you guys. Like both of you guys are wondering like, how many drones I should make, like what's he doing. You know, it's so big here that you definitely don't want to give him that free advantage in this situation.
I see him coming across the map with loons. So I'm gonna start making roaches. Do you think now's a good time to do that?
You do want to drone up to like 50, but I would, depending on how much info you have, you might want to just get like a couple just to like make a little bit wall, like 3 or 4. I mean, you do want to tech the tier 2 unless you're planning to do a tier 1 all in here, but this is way too late for a tier 1 all in, so yeah. And this is starting to get to like a macro roach game, so you pretty much will want to get 3 gases pretty much as you tech the layer. A lot of times I wouldn't get 4. But just 3, and then I'd get an evolution chamber right now too for the missile attack upgrades.
Only 1 though.
Yeah. No, I do see people get 2. I just think that 1 is a lot stronger because
I wish I had a Benny nest right now. So he's on layer.
Yeah.
He has a lot of drones.
Because, you know, instead of the 150 for the armor, I feel like it's a lot better just to get faster. It's a little bit faster, you know.
Alright, so I've got a high amount of minerals right now. Should I be thinking about adding a macro hatch?
I probably would with the amount of minerals you have. And if my mineral count was like this, I'd probably add in a 4th gas as well. I'm pretty much you're at a decent drone right now. Like, you know, you have around 50. So right now I'd start transitioning to pure roach, like just get as many roaches as you can, because it's good no matter what. If he tries to take a quick third, you can pressure it. If he doesn't, like you're not going to get more income with more drones right now anyways. Like you're pretty much capped out with the amount of bases you have. So even if you wanted to take a quick third, it would be better for you to like get enough roaches to get enough map control so you can start, you know, taking a third. So.
All right.
And if you feel like you have extra gas, I guess you don't right now, so that's okay. But yeah, at tier 2, at first you'll be able to spend all your gas because you'll be able, you're getting, you know, let's say roach speed, missile attack, burrow, overseer, things like that. They all have high gas to mineral ratios. But pretty soon after you switch to pure roach production, you're going to have extra gas, and that's when you can start your infestation pit.
Okay.
Another thing that's really good is if you just make a lot of people get more overseers and just constantly, contaminate their hatches. It's way stronger reserve than Return and Paralysis because when you contaminate one hatch, it's like half their production, you know, for 30 seconds. Like it makes it pretty much stops it. So whereas you know contaminating one gateway is not as much, but if you do have overseers, you should definitely contaminate their bases anytime you can.
Okay, so he's pausing right now. I see his army on the mini-map at least, and I just was glancing at it, and to me, it might be a little bit larger than mine, but I do not feel threatened by it, so I'm taking this third. Is this third too soon?
No, it's definitely not too soon. I mean, it doesn't. It wouldn't matter. Like the money that you're using to build your third, you couldn't spend anyways. You know, like it's not like if you didn't build a third, you would have a bigger army. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you have enough money floating that you can't spend it anyways. So even if they were strong enough to kill you, it wouldn't really matter.
Cool.
I think around this point, you know, you just got all your tier 2 techs that cost heavy gas, you know, like roach speed, burrow, things like that. Pretty soon you're going to have a lot of extra gas because, you know, the roaches is 75, 25 instead of 100, 100 on the gas, so the ratio is a lot different. So very soon I would start adding in an infestation pit.
Well, let's do it now. And I'm just started my +2 missile attack.
Yeah, it's definitely good. You want to start right away after +1.
Now
the missile attack starts to get big.
It looks like he's going to come attack me in response to this fast third.
In general, you probably want to get burrow as well.
Alright, get that going also. I feel
At
like
this point, your third is about to finish. You might want to start preemptively just getting enough drones to drone that up as soon as possible. Another thing you did notice is he has a third going as well, so you do want to get up to 75 as soon as possible, because the moment you get 3, you can support up to 75, and you have maybe around 50 right now, so for a while, your third wasn't coming up, so you can just go pure roaches. But like any kind of drones you make right now are immediately going to give you a lot of benefit, because you have enough production to support any amount of income. Like you have a lot of 4 hatches, like in a lot of queens, so you can definitely support any kind of production. So any kind of income you get will immediately show in this game right now. It's different than like a one base thing. A lot of people from one base, they'll just get like 22 drones speeding baneling, but you can pretty much only support 15 drones speeding baneling from one base, one queen. If you're just massing zerglings, you only need 8 to 9 drones. But, like, this is a total another situation where like any one drone is going to be immediately profitable, like give you a lot of benefit.
Alright, so I'm kind of feeling like we're stalled out here, and I need to maybe move forward into hydras or something.
I'd just spend any extra gas on infestors. I probably wouldn't get any hydras at this point, just because I feel like I don't feel like neither player can attack, and I don't think hydras is too good until you get to spots where you can't attack. You are able to just attack them when you get 200 food.
Alright, so
anyways, so. Do you have any infestors?
I've got a couple of about to be made.
Another thing is it's kind of awkward sometimes, depending on what your composition of army is when you get caught at 200 food. Because right now you got caught at 200 food with a pure roach army, which is going to put you in a really awkward spot. Because it's kind of too weak to do a lot of things that you want to do. Maybe you might want to wait for like 1 or 2 infestors or attack, but you definitely do want to attack when you hit 200 food in general of roaches. But if you feel like your army composition is not necessarily strong enough for that, you could just stall it out. Like maybe not this game, because it's too risky with this kind of composition at this time to attack now. Maybe you just want to spine crawler up, and you've already started your tier 3, so you might want to just go broodlords and play defensive until then. I want to attack if you're also going tier 3.
I don't know, I feel like I got a position on him.
No, actually your position is better. You have a bigger arc.
That's what I mean.
Oh, yeah. And what you can do as you start going tier 3 is you should begin the melee attack upgrades and switching. You can switch to some really strong tier 3 if you can get away with it. Like pretty much, once your spire is done, you want to morph for a greater spire. At this point, you probably just want to stop spending gas on roaches. You want to switch out of roaches into a better army. So pretty much, you want to spend your gas on infestors and birdlords, And then if you have extra minerals, you probably want to start getting zerglings out and things like that, or just like.
Oh, I am still maxed. I feel like I need to be attacking still.
Well, you definitely don't want to attack because you just need to not die for your attack, to kick in.
Actually, I don't want to attack at all.
Not if you're attacking for this much.
So how do
Although,
one of the things is for my new stuff?
You probably just want to have like small squads of roaches out to try to do some damage, with like backstabs and things like that to buy up some food. You shouldn't have maxed out at 200 again after that one fight. You should have stopped making roaches, or at least not that many. Because if you fight here, you might just get slaughtered so bad that he'll just kill you before your broodlords come out. So you can't afford to lose your whole army, It's probably better just sacrifice them like you did. Like the big thing is you just you can't keep making roaches at this point. You need to switch. And what can help you, like what you're doing is like notices and drops, that'll allow you to trade small squads of roaches really effectively.
What about making spine crawlers?
That's really good too, because your tech is so high that you just kind of want to not die. You're about to transition into like the Doom army, so. And you might want to replace some of your drones as well that you're making, just because your income is actually not that high with how many roaches you have. So like if you're planning to make a lot of roaches, you do want to time it out so you are able to play aggressive with that. If you're planning to tech to tier 3, I would make a more robust 200 food army. That's when I would go Hydras, definitely. And because when you have 200 foot mixed like Roach Hydra Infestor army, you feel less all in. When you get 200 foot or pure roaches, you feel like it's really hard to like sit on it. Definitely want to start switching to the melee attack upgrades instead of the missile attack upgrades too. I probably wouldn't have even gotten the third ones. The melee attacks are so important for the bird lords. Like right now, he has 2 armor on his he has 2 armor upgrades, and you have 0 melee attack upgrades. So your birdlings right now are pretty much going to do nothing, and like almost all the damage from bird lord comes from birdlings. So it's really important to have birdlings. Also, right here, like the thing is, you already have 200 food, and you added in bird lords. So like you wanted to drop like 1 or 2 minutes ago, but like in this kind of situation, you just want to keep all your roaches underneath your bird lords. You don't want to do all these harasses and things like that.
What do I need to be remaxing on? I don't know what to make.
Just make bird lords and infestors and zerglings. That's what I would make. Yeah, and one of the things is like around like 1 or 2 minutes ago, you wanted to sacrifice food to get to get some room for bird lords. So once you had like that 6-7 bird lords, you didn't want to sacrifice your army then. You kind of just want to keep your whole army with your bird lords for a strong attack. And your bird lords weren't that strong in this game because of the fact that you had no... Yeah, like your army was just spread out everywhere, so you never fought with your bird lords plus your roaches. I feel like if you had your bird lords and your roaches together, you probably would have done a lot better there. And also, you didn't without the melee attack upgrades, you can't really switch to a tier 3 army.
All right. Okay, so we kind of lost it there at the end. I don't know. I feel like I spread myself out too much. I didn't feel like I was behind at all. I felt like I was a mile ahead, but
it was pretty even. But you did get away with you did get away with a good tier 3 tech. But I feel like the main thing is you just didn't handle your transition into the late game too well.
Kind of felt like I don't know. I mean, I've been in that position before, and I usually kind of hit hive pretty fast. And
if you want to hit hive very fast, the thing is you don't want to play offensive. You want to kind of play defensive because you're kind of time's definitely on your side. You want to switch to a higher tier 3 army for a more cost-effective army. So the thing is, if you're doing something like that, you do want to be a lot heavier on Hydra Infestor than Roach because you are going to hit 200 food, and you don't want to attack, because you don't want to just attack and throw away 200 food army just before you hit your tier 3 and they just kill you right after,
Right.
So when you go for a more food-efficient 200 food army, adding in Hydras and more Infestors, you're able to sit back a lot better, and then you should definitely just skip all, like if you're going tier 3, you should pretty much just skip the tier 3, the 3rd missile attack upgrade, and start getting the melee upgrade.
And start adding in lings again.
Yeah, exactly.
Really? Are lings going to do anything?
Well, lings are really good to mix in with Birdlord Infestor, but you're not really like mixing in lings because the lings are that strong. It's just the fact that you'd rather spend your gas on Infestors and Birdlords, whereas Zerglings cause 0 gas,
Right.
and Hydras and Roaches cause gas. It's kind of like where you're switching to lings for a mineral dump, and since you already have the melee attack upgrades, the lings are, if you can keep up like decently with the melee attack upgrades, they can do a lot too.
Cool. Cool. All right, man. Well, if it's